Howdy, and welcome to another Trash Take. So there's been a phenomenon that's been itching my noodle for a while now, and a YouTube channel that I like to watch called Channel 5 with Andrew Callaghan. Channel 5 News is essentially what it is, 55th Street. I'm going to keep it 55th. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. If not, first time seeing this channel, they're pretty good. As far as political commentary goes, they are news reporters that go on the ground and get both sides, no matter how stupid it is. And by God, they've seen some really stupid shit in their time, but I do feel like they give it a good shake on information, because information is probably the best currency to have in today's modern age, and if you want good information, it's hard to find. Now, whether or not you can find what you're looking for is one thing, but whether or not you can find something accurate about a current event is another. I like to use Twitter, but then I still like to also see what people are going out there to do with their time, and he covers a lot of like protests, a lot of political events, a lot of civil unrest, the election, stuff like that. And so I saw he did something interesting with Tesla, and I've always thought it was kind of interesting how Elon Musk was the champion of every liberal, and now they're talking about burning down any Teslas they see in the street. Which is weird, because I thought all liberals were like, oh, everyone needs to have electric cars because they're so good. Look at California. They passed laws where by 2030 or some shit, everyone has to have electric cars. Like, they stopped selling lawnmowers that are gas-powered for opting for electricity. And the same time they made that announcement, just some history, the same time they made that announcement to have all electric by like 2030, the city of California, or the state of California, had roving blackouts that summer due to an electrical shortage. So it's always been interesting to me how liberals want everyone to use electricity, but then we aren't building any more nuclear power plants to offset the massive energy demands that we need. Meanwhile, China's fucking annihilating us in the energy market. They're building so much shit, and everything should be nuclear power. I'm going on a little tangent here, but like I want to circle back to, Elon Musk is hated by the news, and I never understood this. He was the champion of the liberals. He voted for Joe Biden in 2020. He's been very open about it, but the moment he got Twitter and said this is free speech and went against the whole went against the Democrat censorship that was happening on Twitter, he got exiled almost immediately, and it got worse and worse until he threw his bid in for Trump. And so, like I said, recently a lot of liberals have been freaking out with Elon Musk. He's a dictator. He's a billionaire that got paid. He shouldn't be in here. He has no power. No one voted for him. Trump heavily campaigned on it. Billionaires have influenced every election. Look at Bill Gates. Look at Mark Zuckerberg. Look at George Soros. They've completely had their hands in every single election since they had money. So, like, most of these arguments are just asinine from people just repeating Reddit points, if you will, without any real logic and thought behind them. But I want to see what the people on the ground have to say. I want to hear what the good people protesting Elon Musk and why they're there have to say. And if you want a good place to go, Channel 5 is the way. So I'm going to do another YouTube video where I give commentary while watching it. So it's going to be one of those, fair warning. But without further ado, let's dive into Channel 5 News. I'll put the link to the video in my description as well, so you can go watch it yourself. If you like this video,
sold my Tesla. I traded it in for a Subaru, actually.
Shut up, Elon! Go home, Elon!
When you already have 300 billion, why do you need more?
Wait,
Ku Klux Klan?
fight back!
I have friends who are undocumented.
As a queer person, I've been affected by this. Elon is the biggest clown there is, so I decided to dress up as a clown today.
Elon is such a clown, I'm dressed as a clown to show Elon how much of a clown he is. He's a bigger clown than me, the one wearing clown makeup and wearing a clown costume. That rich clown.
I'm not gonna make Cuba the 51st state.
Tech bro, you're gonna go.
The 51st state, man.
He tweets 200 times a day. The man is on ketamine and he's not well.
These two people are in bed.
Elon hasn't been on ketamine in a while, I thought. Has he? I know he got in trouble for that Joe Rogan podcast he did back in like 2019, 2018, might have been 2016. He went on a Joe Rogan podcast way back in the day and got high with Joe Rogan. And he's talked about it since then, that he basically had to start undergoing mandatory drug tests from the government on a dime, and he had to pass them, and he could have no alcohol or drugs in his system. So I really doubt ketamine is allowed under that.
Bed together. They're doing it to everybody, not just each other.
This shit actually cracks me up seeing this, because this is just fucking weird.
Doing it to
bro.
everybody. We're all part of this. It's horrible.
They're gonna kill us first, but you're next.
Fire.
No, I'm sorry. No one is gonna kill you, Mr. Pink-haired weirdo. No one's gonna kill you.
Elon Musk and send him to Mars, where he belongs.
So wait, now they want to deport immigrants, legal immigrants? We're deporting legal immigrants now? Is that where we're...
Everybody, we're back with a new Channel 5 breaking news special. As many of you guys know, the Trump administration has kicked things off into high gear, issuing 73 executive orders in the first month of the new presidency.
Very important executive orders.
Some of the executive orders are not that controversial, like creating a task force to disrupt the synthetic opioid supply chain.
Something I hope he talks about here, and I know I'm interrupting, I do this because I'm a retard. Something I hope he talks about here is there was something interesting where the White House is going to spend $400 million to buy Cybertrucks. Now, From what I can see, it was originally reported that the ability to buy electric cars from Tesla was only going to be 40 million. Elon and Trump both said 400 million. And I think it was NPR, which is very untrustworthy. They're super fucking biased and retarded. But they reported that they found the original documentation, and I believe I saw it online too. It could have been photoshopped or a fake document, but it said 40 million. So I want to know how they're claiming Joe Biden made this purchase for 40 million and they're turning it to 400 million. That's something that I do think is interesting, because like, I don't want people to get the wrong idea here. I want corruption to be stopped. I don't care who's doing it. I want corruption to be gone. That's why I like Doge. So if Elon Musk is getting his hands dirty while he's doing it, he needs to be called out in front of the American people. That's how it should be.
China, a declassification of the FBI files on the assassinations of JFK and MLK, and limiting the federal government's ability to pressure social media companies into censoring their users.
It really is a slippery slope.
However, many of these executive orders are extremely polarizing and range from mass deportation orders to bans on paper straws to restoring the death penalty to preventing children from medically transitioning genders.
There are only two genders, male and...
Trump actually announced at the State of the Union address, cop killers will now get the death penalty. Not really sure how that works. That's normally a state-by-state issue. I don't know how the federal government's going to come in and rule on that, but I'll be curious to see how that works.
Female.
Trump has also established something called the Department of Government Efficiency, aka DOGE, which has the stated goal of auditing government agencies.
Me seeing government workers that have been sucking on the taxpayer teat for so many years, unchecked at their job, where they walk in, collect a paycheck, and walk out. Oh my God, it's been fucking great. Why you should have Twitter. Seeing those retards cry on Twitter brings a smile to my face.
Learn to program expenses.
The checks never bounce to the federal government.
Something that's resulted in the defunding of the Department of Education and the mass firings of federal employees like park rangers, baby formula testers, USAID workers, and other alleged bureaucrats in the D.C. swamp.
The 6,000 IRS staffers expected to be terminated by the end of the month.
Now, the chief executive of DOGE is tech mogul Elon Musk, which has sparked a number of anti-Elon Stop the Coup protests around the country.
He's really
tired, and we're not going to stand back. We are wide awoke.
The guy's a criminal. He's unelected, and he needs to go.
Nobody elected him.
He's a criminal. Not going to say what crime he's guilty of. He's unelected. Well, yeah, he's unelected. That's why he's not the president. He's in a assistant capacity. I don't really know. He's basically a government contractor is what it seems like. Like, he already is, because, you know, he makes fucking rockets for the government, or he makes rockets that the government's using to send shit to space.
He's not qualified. He's a racist.
We covered one last week in New York City. And by coup, they seem to be suggesting that by defunding federal agencies, shrinking the government, and appointing Trump loyalists to powerful positions, Trump and Elon are attempting to seize absolute power over the U.S.
Because no president's ever made any appointments before.
It's a bloodless coup, so nobody thinks there's a coup going on.
He wants to be a king. People don't get it.
Yeah.
He wants to be a king.
He's acting like a king or wannabe dictator. I think it's pathetic.
We have a government where powers are supposed to be separated between equal branches.
Our democracy is being eroded from the inside, but people were not elected to be there.
Because what they're trying to create is an autocracy.
It's important to note that the unelected buzzword the protesters have attached to Elon is a shaky argument. Not only does the Constitution empower the president to appoint federal officials and cabinet members without a public vote, but Trump also campaigned with the explicit intention of appointing Elon to the head of DOGE.
This is why I like this guy, Channel 5 News. This is why I like him, because he isn't retarded. He's not giving a biased take. He is giving facts. That is all he does. He lets you come to your own conclusion. He's basically an actual modern news station, how news used to be, where they report the news and they let you think what you need to think about it. Here's what happened. You come to your own conclusions. And that's exactly what this guy does. And that's why I fucking love him. He was really good during the election.
So those who voted for Trump, which is a majority of voters, also effectively voted for Elon. Anyways, while I was in New York City covering the Stop the Coup rally, there were similar protests breaking out on the West Coast. So I sent 2 correspondents into the field to check the temperature.
80-year-old women dressed as butter.
I'm sorry, hold on.
Effectively voted for Elon. Anyways, while I was in New York City covering the Stop the Coup rally, there were similar protests breaking out on the West Coast. So I sent 2.
Oh, no, it's not just another fat kid. That looked like the Costco, the boom, boom, boom. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
Correspondents into the field to check the temperature.
80-year-old women dressed as butterflies on traffic medians? Yeah. And these chants aren't good.
In the city of Glendale, which is near Los Angeles, we had our friend Matt.
This ain't even good propaganda, brother.
We're here in Glendale, the Americana.
And at the Tesla showroom in Palo Alto, California, which is regarded to be the center of the Silicon Valley ecosystem, we have my homie Albie from San Francisco at a physical boycott of the Tesla showroom.
What's up, guys? My name's Albie. I'm Andrew's homie from Frisco, but I'm here at the Tesla showroom in Palo Alto.
There's a protest going on, protesting Elon Musk, D.O.G.E, Tesla.
Everybody's out here protesting Elon Musk, and yeah, so Channel 5 News.
Let's see what people think.
We are going to resist, and we're going to resist together, because nobody can tolerate this.
Together.
We will not tolerate a deporter-in-chief.
Enough was enough with the Sieg Heil, the heartfelt autistic salute. So 4 weeks ago, just
Elon does it. It's a Sieg Heil. Every other politician makes an awkward gesture. Free pass. Love the news. Love the people that eat this shit up too.
Me and a friend stood outside the service center
America is
in
retarded.
Burbank, and the next day there was 4 of us. Last week we came here and there was 30, and then this week it's just exploding here and across the country. There was like almost 100 here today, and they're all everywhere.
Tesla burns to a crisp. That's the caption on this now viral video of a charred Model 3.
Oh yeah, the reason I am watching this is because there's been a massive increase in vandalism against Teslas and Cybertrucks, which I think if you drive a Cybertruck, you're probably a retard, but it's a gimmick more than anything, like everything else. And like, I'll be honest, like that's a Starhopper, if you've noticed in the background. I had to buy it with like $300 worth of Dogecoin like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know. I got it because it looked fucking cool. Because I actually think humanity should get off this shitty planet and go to the stars to propagate before we get stuck on this planet and die out. My personal beliefs. Like I said, that is a nuclear engineering degree. I don't know if I've ever like mentioned this. I'm actually an engineer. That is a nuclear engineering degree. I might come off as a crass retard, but I can be smart when I need to.
It's just growing, and Tesla stock is rapidly declining.
New numbers from Tesla show its annual EV sales declined for the first
hit
time.
An all-time high, which it's already super fucking overvaluated, and then fell $100. It went from like 300 and no, I think it went like from 420 to 300. It's overvalued as shit, though.
In more than a decade.
The stock is crashing at the moment. You're watching it live. On the month, you're down at what, 23%? On the day, I think it's like 7 or 8% down. Oh, geez, now 8%.
It's down. Oh, yeah, it's crazy. Oh my God. Holy shit. Oh my God. That's Tesla stock so bad. It's up 54% from last year. Yeah, basically. I bought in Tesla, or I'll tell you guys. I got in right around there and sold right around here. I basically gambled, I'll be quite honest. I figured if Trump won the election with Elon Musk riding his dick, I would get some money off Tesla stock. And I fucking did, baby. Only good investment I've ever made. Do not follow me for investment advice.
9% down.
The organizers of the Glendale boycott rally say it's more than just about Elon's political affiliation. And the D.O.G.E side, he's genuinely mentally unfit to be running a billion-dollar publicly traded company.
This was a meme that someone did with AI art that Elon said he'd actually do, and he did it because he's an autist.
This guy supposedly runs the Boring Company, Tesla, SpaceX, Starlink, and he's tweeting 200 times a day and never sleeping and taking ketamine. He's just been radicalized. His politics have clearly shifted.
Don't say yes to Nazi accusations. Some people will gush anything down and stop gorging your enemies. His pronouns would have been he, Heimler. Bet you did not see that coming. That's just cringe, honestly. That's just fucking cringe.
And we've seen it happen with all our friends and loved ones. They go down the dark side. They go on QAnon, down the internet rabbit hole, and something just happens to them, and it's usually white dudes. Thank you.
It's usually white dudes. We got a white dude telling us it's white dude. Damn, we got an expert on white dudes here.
It's usually some white dude who got picked on when he was a kid.
Damn. The projection here is fucking astronomical. Holy shit.
I was beaten to death, if you'd call that bullied. It was not a happy childhood.
Do you think the Democrats are doing enough?
Absolutely not. They went and stormed the Department of Education building, and one little skinny dude.
No, they didn't. Yeah, okay. They didn't storm it. They walked up to the door and then like made a publicity stunt like they do with fucking everything.
Was stopping a whole mob of angry Democrats. It's pathetic.
Yeah, because the stunt comes as President Trump is considering abolishing the department.
Democrats do not know how to fight. That's literally my single mission. They know how to throw a punch, but when they take a punch back, they run away. And fighting is taking punches and getting bloody. It means our actual leaders need to get arrested, like John Lewis would have done.
Congressman John Lewis and Charles Rangel were among those arrested during a march on the National Mall. The lawmakers were among the first arrested after refusing police orders to disperse.
We need new leaders. All of our leadership of the Democratic Party. They're using 20th century tactics and messaging to fight against a battle troll destroying our country because of social media.
All right, let's take a moment to talk about Elon Musk's radicalization that's being referenced in that interview, because I too have caught wind of the 10-year-old 4chan memes being posted by Elon on X and thought to myself, how the heck did that happen? Back in the day during the Obama era, I can remember when Elon Musk was a full-blown save the earth liberal and frequently secured massive government contracts from the Democrats, which he used to build eco-friendly cars and rockets.
I have a Tesla. Yeah. Okay, and I love it. I love it.
He was even tweeting in support of trans rights just a few years ago and vocally criticizing Trump.
He's not the right guy. He doesn't seem to have the sort of character that reflects well in the United States.
But like so many Americans, both left and right, 2020 broke him. Within 5 years of voting for Brandon, Elon would be tweeting things like pronouns suck and I love Donald Trump as much as a straight man can love another man. So how did that happen? The way I see it, it all goes back to the first stage of the COVID pandemic, which gave birth to the anti-lockdown Freedom March movement, which Elon was quite fond of.
Freedom! Because the COVID pandemic was such an astronomical level of government overreach and was completely wrong. The government came in, made a bunch of demands, and everyone that didn't follow along got fired if there was a governmental job, basically, but also was harassed. You couldn't go to church, you couldn't go to Christmas, you couldn't do anything with your loved ones, and then videos upon videos upon videos of every Democratic senator was ignoring their own lockdown commands, going out to salons, going out to have family dinners with everyone, hosting events for their entire family. Lockdown orders were ignored. It was rules for thee, not for me. And there's nothing else that pisses me off than rules for thee, not for me. And that's the majority of politics.
Freedom! Freedom!
Masks did nothing. 6 feet
Elon's
did nothing.
First personal
they just found out
freedom
actually
outbreak.
that the ventilators that they were putting people on was actually causing micro explosions in their lungs, which actually is probably more causing deaths, which caused more deaths to people on ventilators than people that weren't on ventilators. It's kind of weird how the experts were continually wrong multiple times, but got a free pass. That's so weird. And now they're finding out that long-term COVID is probably vaccine injury. That one is still in the process, still kind of iffy. I've only seen one article on it. I'm trying to wait till there's more. But that was interesting to see that a lot of people that are suffering from long-term COVID, it's vaccine injury. It was from the vaccines because they were so fucking shitty that they were being pumped out in mass and given a free pass by the government.
Burst came on April 28, 2020, shortly after the Trump administration and Democratic government officials in California ordered the shutdown of American Tesla factories to stop the spread of COVID-19.
Tesla, which employs roughly 10,000 people at its Fremont plant, was initially forced to shut down.
Immediately, Elon tweeted in all caps, "Free America," became critical of lockdowns and began calling the government actions of Trump and Newsom fascist.
Musk telling investors the orders hinder people's freedom.
This is fascist. Give people back their goddamn freedom.
It is.
Though initially
the government demanding you close your business is crazy.
Lockdown.
We've made
That is fascism.
the decision to further toughen the guidelines and blunt the infection now.
Trump quickly capitalized on the growing unrest amongst freedom-hungry conservatives and staunchly positioned himself against the CDC and blue state governors in an obvious effort to court more votes for the upcoming election.
The Chinese virus.
They received a pardon back to 2014.
No, there won't be any more COVID on November 4th. It'll be gone.
Still, throughout that election cycle, Elon stayed loyal to the Democrats and voted for Biden in 2020.
Biden won. Yes, I believe he won.
And you voted for it.
I did.
But things really heated up between Biden and Elon in 2021 after Biden held an electric vehicle summit and took the stage with the CEOs of both Ford and General Motors.
Didn't invite Tesla.
Praising them as the leaders of electric vehicles, despite the fact that at that point, Tesla had made 115,000 EVs in America.
Every EV charging station has converters to connect to Tesla chargers. Tesla is the standard with everything, electric car wise.
And General Motors had only made 26.
He never mentions Tesla, and that's got to be getting under Elon's skin.
You know, like Biden held this EV summit, didn't mention Tesla once, and praised GM and Ford for leading the EV revolution.
Biden never explicitly stated why Elon and Tesla were left out of the summit, but it likely wasn't about the mean tweets from the year before. Also invited to the summit and on stage was the UAW, or the United Auto Workers Union, the largest car manufacturer union in America, who work every single day to make sure that auto workers get fair pensions and wages.
They often did this through extreme hardship and sacrifice, sometimes at the expense of spilled blood.
Joe Biden is notably pro-union.
I'm proud to be the first president to walk a picket line.
And received large campaign donations from the Auto Workers Union, who'd recently tried and failed to unionize Tesla workers.
The United Auto Workers Union, or UAW, alleged that Tesla fired a worker for attempting to form a union.
Because of the company's immediate termination policy, Tesla is the only major auto manufacturer in the US not represented by a single union, and their workers are paid significantly less than other rival car manufacturers, despite having reported unsafe workplace conditions on a consistent basis for the past 4 years.
Tesla factory workers in California are working so hard they're passing out on the production line.
Tesla employees say they were worked to exhaustion.
Former Tesla workers sue the company.
To be fair, that just Elon Musk is a slave driver. I think this is well known.
From excessive heat.
Inspectors found workers were exposed to hexavalent chromium.
He's always had a record of abusing workers. There are labor claims against him at the factory in Milpitas for excessive heat and putting workers into dangerous conditions.
Yet without the ability to unionize and demand fair wages and conditions, these complaints have mostly died in the courts or fallen on deaf ears at Tesla corporate. Elon has said that his anti-union stance isn't about making more money for himself, but actually because unions kind of kill the vibe.
And I think the unions naturally try to create negativity in a company and create a kind of sort of lords and peasants situation.
Anyways, after being snubbed at the summit, Elon was pissed.
So you were pissed.
And around this exact time, 2 more things happened in Elon's personal life that made things even worse. First, he separated with his then partner, Grimes, a visually liberal lady with whom he has multiple children.
Elon Musk and Grimes have publicly announced their separation.
And simultaneously, one of his kids came out as transgender, changed their name, and denounced their dad.
Vivian cut ties with Elon in 2022 after filing a petition to change her name due to her gender identity and her severed relationship with her father.
So my son Xavier is dead. Killed by the woke mind virus.
I no longer live with or wish to be related to my biological father in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that would be like.
If we were to look at Elon's conservative radicalization through the unmet core needs theory that I laid out in our recently premiered documentary, Dear Kelly, it's safe to say that through the collapse of his family and government backing, he lost his security. Through the loss of his status as the Democrat-backed tech darling, his significance. And through the estrangement of his then-girlfriend and child, connection. It was after this that Elon entered a traumatic fight-or-flight state in 2021.
Donald Trump.
And he chose to fight, which allowed conservatives and conservative media channels to gradually groom him over the course of 4 years into what he is today, which is a prideful person with a chip on his shoulder, hopelessly stuck in the 3rd stage of the grief process, angry and hellbent on revenge. Elon's most significant revenge acquisition was his purchase of Twitter in 2022.
The world's richest guy is set to buy one of the world's most influential social media companies.
Elon Musk carried a kitchen sink into Twitter HQ this week, tweeting, "Let that sink in."
Quickly after buying Twitter and renaming it X, he used his own account to elevate the narratives of conservative reactionaries who were delighted to have the richest man in the world not only buying but spreading the same bullshit they've been pushing for 4 years. Still, for all of 2023 and most of 2024, Elon was red-pilled but not fully a Trump guy. He actually backed Florida Governor Ron DeSantis for president.
Elon Musk tipping his hat toward Florida Governor Ron DeSantis to be the next president of the United States.
But when it turned out that DeSantis wouldn't really be the right guy, he was all Trump. Kind of. It wasn't until the Butler, Pennsylvania incident when someone tried to kill Donald Trump that Elon said, "I want to fight beside him too." And he kicked off his endorsement with $120 million donation to the Trump campaign.
Elon Musk is now Trump's 2nd biggest financial backer.
To be fair, the investment was two-sided. After Election Day, Tesla's stock shot up over 80%, though after missing European sales targets and the growth of nationwide boycotts in the US, it started to crash back down to earth, which brings us to the boycott being covered today in this video. Apparently, Elon haters in Palo Alto and also in Glendale believe they can reverse Tesla's stock growth by staging physical boycotts of IRL Tesla showrooms, which they hope will create enough of a media spectacle to at least cause potential buyers to think twice before getting a Tesla.
We're just, making this point in front of a Tesla dealership and calling on
sorry, random butterfly. My issue with Tesla is it full self-driving. The only thing that sounds cool about that is if I could use that car to drive home drunk in lieu of a taxi or an Uber. If I could get in my car and tell the officer, yes, I'm fucking shit-faced, but this car drives itself, so you can't give me a ticket, that is the only reason I would consider buying a Tesla. Can't do that, though. Still illegal. Have to be completely sober and have your hands on the wheel. Gay as shit. Fix your shit, Elon.
American people to stop buying Tesla. Let's boycott Tesla until we fix this problem.
I'm only focusing on Tesla and Musk because I feel like marching outside the White House or Trump is not, he's Teflon Don. So we're going after Musk because it's a soft target, because he's sensitive and susceptible, and he lashes out. If we can decline his stock price, he has no wealth, and then
he does get pissed, actually.
Anybody who has a Tesla, sell it. Yeah. Sell it immediately and sell it for the lowest dollar that you can. And if it's a relatively new car, that'll prevent like a rich another Californian one from being made.
Don't buy Teslas. And if you have a Tesla, sell your Tesla. And if you have neighbors who have Teslas, tell them to sell their Teslas.
Because Tesla's the public face of Elon Musk, who is the public face of fascism.
If I had one, I'd sell.
Everyone was saying to buy Teslas because it's good for the environment. Now it's Elon's electric cars are bad because it's Elon Musk, so fuck the environment. Make it fucking make sense. Have some goddamn logic in your life to where you're fucking consistent, to where I don't have to apply a millisecond of thought to realize you're a fucking retard. That is all I want with America. How is that so fucking hard?
I would be too embarrassed to drive it.
If Elon didn't own Tesla, would you like the cars itself?
I don't care.
Are you kidding? That, whatever it is, it's bizarre.
I don't think they're the best EVs on the market. I don't think anyone thinks that. Whether or not it's driver error, they're the most dangerous cars on the road, so take what you will from that.
New video of a dramatic crash on the Bay Bridge.
Safety concerns aside, the protesters believe the
Tesla car slowed down to dodge something on the road and all these retards just fucking floored it.
boycott will be successful, so long as they can create a direct correlation between owning and driving a Tesla and supporting the new Trump regime.
The fact is that none of the Tesla dealerships are locally owned. All of them are corporate owned. So the money that you spend at this dealership in Palo Alto goes to Musk.
Quit funding Republican corporations.
Holy shit.
It's really easy. Quit buying Wisconsin cheese.
I like backed up so you can see his
shopping at Target.
They know
Those
what
are
the
all
people
things
want.
we can do. Quit doing Amazon. You know, if we don't give them the money, then they can't do their.
You got the wrong protest. That says Tesla.
You know, and there's an Indian philosophy. Everybody has two wolves inside of them.
Yeah. Both
and
are
the child asks which one wins.
Oh, my
the
bad.
one you feed. It's the
Both
grandfather's
are boys, both
wisdom.
Are kissing.
So
no,
don't feed
wrong
the
one.
ugly corporations and the haters.
Can they kiss?
People matter.
Everyone is human. Everyone is legal. No one is a parasite.
Yo, what's happening, people?
Everyone is human. Everyone is legal. No one is a parasite. Man, that's a fucking absolute banker propaganda slogan.
That Tesla boycott looked crazy. But you know what's also crazy? The fact that most of us are stuck inside algorithmic echo chambers, being manipulated by both sides of the evil mainstream media. But there's a dope-ass news
I can't skip it. I'm watching his content. To deny him the ad
that service is called Ground News. Every single day, Ground News compiles thousands of articles from across the political spectrum and ranks them in terms of left to right and center, so you can consume as many angles as possible and make an informed decision about how you feel about what the heck's going on.
Ground News shows us that the Tesla boycotts are predominantly being covered by the left. You can see here that only 15% of the coverage on this topic is from right-wing publications, which leads us to another reason Ground News is key.
They also have a dope-ass tool called Blind Spot that allows you to see stories not being covered by the left or the right. But my absolute favorite Ground News feature is called the ownership feature, which allows you to track the ownership associated with different publications, so you can figure out who's pulling the strings behind the scenes to push an agenda and make you feel a certain way. Because trying to understand a world full of unverified information and dueling narratives can become very confusing. That's why here at Channel 5 we use Ground News almost every single day before we go into the field to figure out how things are unfolding. Now I gotta tell you guys, Ground News does cost money. As it should. It's the best in the business. But what if I told you that right now, with my link or this QR code, you can get a whopping 40% off their annual Vantage subscription, bringing the cost down to below $5 per month. So if you want to check it out, go to www.ground.news/channel5. I believe in what they're doing, and you should too. All right, guys, back to the streets of Palo Alto. I noticed from the California interview footage that the topic of illegal immigration and mass deportation was much more of a talking point than it was in New York. After all, 1 in 10 workers in California are currently undocumented. And in the manufacturing and agriculture,
where they changed the connotations between illegal immigrant to undocumented to make it sound like it's a good thing. Like, it's a little subtle psychology that they use to lie. You're an illegal in the country. Like, there's no reason to call you undocumented. You're here illegally. That's what it is. There's no dehumanizing here. That is what it factually is.
Cultural sector. That number is probably much higher.
I'm just worried about the future, you know. I have friends who work in various businesses, are really good people
who the Nazi terms here
might not have a legal status in this country, and
call everyone Nazis,
it just, you know, what's going to happen to them?
I have friends who are undocumented.
Nothing's going to happen.
You know, I used to own a construction company.
You are in the most blue state known to mankind.
You know, half of the construction workers in this area are immigrants, and about half of them are undocumented.
Legal or illegal? Hold on. Did I interrupt her?
You know, half of the construction workers in this area are immigrants, and about half of them are undocumented.
Illegal.
We could not have built the buildings we built, like the Monterey Bay Aquarium, Facebook, could not have happened.
So you're saying we're exploiting workers by paying them an unfair minimum wage, or probably below minimum wage because they're undocumented, because they can be abused like that, to build our infrastructure? Damn, it sounds like we're doing human slavery. That's crazy.
If we didn't have those immigrant workers.
I have family
members. She's arguing for slavery. That's why this entire argument breaks down, because it literally just turns into, well, I want slave labor to build everything opposed to paying someone a fair wage. Really?
Members who are from Mexico who have been affected by the immigration policies.
Some of my coworkers are undocumented. My son is going to be attending college next year, and he has a disability, so we're applying for financial aid right now that I feel like might not be there when the time comes.
Well, yeah, you're both white.
At stake are resources and support for more than 7 million students with disabilities who depend on the agency to ensure access to a free public education.
I also have a son who has autism, and I think that in a reworking of everything, this stop on.
It's now like 1 in 20 men have autism. The autism rates are out the fucking wazoo. It is fucking crazy.
Federal funding is just crazy. It just doesn't make any sense, and it's hurting the country.
The strength of a country is shown by how much they protect the rights and the freedoms and the needs of the most vulnerable. And Musk and Trump are dismantling all of that. We are also a queer family, and I worry about my children's safety and future and rights. That their rights will slowly but surely be stripped away. I think they will not stop with the immigrants.
No one is going after gays.
Yeah. They will keep going towards the most vulnerable who don't fit the mold.
Wake up. It's happening way too fast. Yeah. And if you don't stand up and protect the other groups, you're going to be next. It took Hitler a year, from January of 33 till May of 33, to come after the gypsies, which are brown people and migrated and did labor.
Irish travelers, gypsies. Funny enough, the place I'm originally from in Texas, we actually had to deal with the fucking gypsies. And those people are fucking assholes. Holy shit, it's hilarious. There's a lot of like places that were basically banning kids because they just let their kids go fucking scot-free on the town. They're rich as shit. They drive really nice brand new cars. And their kids will get Ubers literally fucking everywhere and assault people, and they're minors so they don't go to jail. They'll throw bottles at your face. They'll throw rocks at your cars. They'll throw rocks at you. Like, it's fucking crazy. The gypsies absolutely were everywhere at my hometown back in Texas. Shit was fucking funny when you saw the gypsies.
Work.
You could spot them too.
34, 35, 36. Unionists, socialists, trans,
what?
And gays. And then in 37 they came after the Jews, Night of the Broken Glass. So that's the progression that we're going through right now. And
what is
you know, the Jews didn't stand up for people at the beginning. They were making money. You know, they were industrial.
Oh, I smell anti-Semitism, boys.
Yeah. But they turned on the Jews finally. Yeah. So if you think you're immune and you can just sit it out,
There's some casual
you're going to get
anti-Semitism
caught
there
sooner
talking
or
about
later.
his
This is
argument.
about standing up for our rights.
And even though Trump probably thinks what he's doing is saving democracy, he's destroying it.
Many of the protesters also believe that the mainstream conservative media machine is complicit in this coup as well, in the way that it's hypnotized the masses away from progressive politics, gradually grooming them into worshiping billionaires, and falling for overblown culture war distractions.
What do you make on the attack on DEI?
I mean, I think it's a really easy way for basically a larger ownership, class to say, hey, don't pay attention to the fact that your groceries are doubling in price every year. Don't
argue with yourself about race opposed to your life is shitty. That's what DEI is.
Don't pay attention to the fact that nobody can buy a house. Just pay attention to the fact that trans people are scary to you. And DEI is a fun buzzword.
No one is scared of trans people.
The Republican and right-wing propaganda machine is incredibly strong, and people who otherwise they're just not engaged, and people, they've got multiple jobs, they're just too bogged down to pay attention to things, to learn about things, and systems keep them uneducated, just oppressed in various ways, that when you come home from like a triple shift, what are you going to do? Like go online and read about stuff? No, you've got so much more stuff to take care of. So I don't blame anybody for getting into like the right-wing hole, but it's like,
I don't blame anybody for wanting a better quality of life, because Democrats focused so heavily on DEI that they had no real policy, so they fell flat every time that Kamala opened her mouth. It was fucking incoherent. But that's right-wing extremism, bro!
We'll see how good the propaganda machine is for the next few years.
So you support Elon Musk?
Yes.
Okay, what do you like about Elon Musk?
Shit.
Everything is a smart guy. He's helping us to figure out what's going on in the government.
Do you believe he's making the government more efficient?
I hope he does. Okay. I mean, we'll find out sooner or later.
They probably genuinely are finding some inefficiencies and some corruptions that everybody could agree on. And I think they're also saying things are fraud that are just valuable services being rebranded as waste.
I understand.
But no one else is making the effort to do so. And you're discrediting it because it's Elon Musk and you think he's a Nazi. Right?
Understand all that stuff,
catching the other half of that?
But the truth takes time for it to come out. We hear all these negative stories, they're cutting this, laying off people, this, that, but eventually the truth will come out.
Do you think Donald Trump has our best interest in mind?
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope
so.
That's
Me
all
too.
you can say.
Yeah. I mean, look, he's been in the office for 1 month and he's being bombarded with all this negative media.
Exactly.
People have to give him some time, chance.
Do something.
I mean, America spoke, right? He won all the swing states. He won the popular vote. I mean, I have to give him a benefit of the doubt. And only time will tell if he's good for this country or he's bad for this country.
I'm laughing because leftists are losing
President
their shit
Trump
over
says some of the money apparently saved by the Department of Government Efficiency's cost-cutting efforts could be given back to Americans as stimulus checks.
That was retarded.
Last week, Trump said the administration is considering giving 20% of D.O.G.E savings to citizens.
If he were to give each member of the American public $5,000, would you take that?
Of course. Hey, we're giving Ukraine.
He found that there was so much COVID fraud from people saying they need COVID assistance. Now he wants to give out checks to everyone like that isn't about to be the next COVID 2.0 fraud. You're going to have fucking sham companies, sham people. Well, I guess Elon's going through and knocking off all these social security numbers. Maybe it would work. I don't want it to do.
200
I don't want to take a fucking risk.
Why not?
Fix our fucking deficit.
If they send it to me, I have no choice but to take it, but it's going to dramatically increase inflation, and all they talk about is saving money. Why wouldn't they use that money to go pay off the debt they seem to care so much about? It's graft. It's trying to bribe people with money while they pick your pocket in the front and they take all your money.
All right, guys, this is Albie. We just finished checking out the Elon Musk protest. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section.
Fire.
Channel 5 News, we out, baby.
Channel
5 live worldwide, Hollywood and Vine. Fuck the authority. Channel 5 News. Channel 55. We don't fuck with custers. And 5 is the best number.
Amen. 55th Street. That was Channel 5 News, y'all. I know I was pumping out a lot of videos and then doing a lot of reaction content, but I kind of slowed that down. I've been paying more attention to my life, trying to take better care of myself, and spend some more time away from the computer and away from the internet, because obviously I want to live a life and not have to be shitting or pissing in the wind every day on the internet. So yeah, I wanted to sit down and watch this because I had heard really good things about this most recent video. And like I said, I watch Andrew Callaghan. I watch Channel 5. This guy's fucking hilarious. I don't watch him all the time, but there's a lot of interesting hoaxes that will happen and misinformation on both the left and the right. And Andrew will be there to let me know whether or not I need to have the right opinion. He tells me what my opinion is, and it's always the right opinion. And if you need the right opinion, Andrew's where you go. All right, y'all. If you like the video, feel free to like it, comment down below, or subscribe to my channel. Also, make sure to check out his channel, too. That's all I got for this one. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think Elon Musk is the Antichrist? Is he Hitler 3.0? We already have Trump as Hitler 2.0, so he's got to be 3.0, right? Either way, I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, later.